Need some coins or MT for that God Squad you've always wanted? For fast and cheap currency, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZERK for 5% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee from Natch today with another Madden Ultimate Team video, and today we're going to be going over Fieldsense. Now, if you guys did not see it this morning, they actually went over Fieldsense in a gameplay trailer, which you can actually go watch on EA Madden NFL. If you want to go see that, it's a video over here on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch that video. They did break down a little bit of stuff, but I'm going to go over the deep dive and go over even way more details than they talked about in that trailer. But if you want to see like gameplay stuff a bit, you can watch the trailer and come back to this video. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Preston for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below, Noti Gang. And also, guys, last night there was a new special available on Underdog Fantasy, and there may be more coming with the NBA playoffs before the finals end. So if you guys want to check out Underdog Fantasy, you can use code ZERK to match first deposit up to $100 and follow me over on Twitter. I also do run private fantasy drafts for you guys with the NFL season approaching. It's just the easiest way to play fantasy football. So check out Underdog Fantasy and use code ZERK. So let's get into Fieldsense. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what Fieldsense is the foundation for consistent, ultra-realistic gameplay that gives you more control at every position and affects every game mode in Madden 23. It's fueled by new physics-informed animation and animation branching technology. Fieldsense comes to life in Madden 23 in 4 major ways. New control mechanics we're calling hit everything, skill-based passing, 360 cuts, and wide receiver versus DB battles. So let's start off with hit everything. So as you guys can see, we have heard from you that at times tackling and collisions between players in Madden NFL gameplay felt predetermined, leading to immersion, breaking moments, and lack of total control. We built hit everything with a focus on alleviating those feelings. Hit everything is comprised of 6 key components that offer emergent gameplay interactions combined with over 3,500 new animations to give you the control over every tackle, impact, and collision for more authentic outcomes. You guys see one of the tackle animations there. Here's one of the like in-air tackle collisions as well. So you guys can see the components of it. We have hit the pile. This is pretty much just gang tackles is really what this is. Hit the pile is a physics-informed animation selection system built to give players more dynamic animation in multiplayer tackle situations. And every collision with hit the pile, key physical factors such as the players involved in the pile and the impact being brought to the pile and are used to determine the proper outcome from a variety of possible outcomes. Gang tackles in Madden NFL 23 more organic and unpredictable in how they look and behave, but also will offer players more control to impact the pile throughout the play. This new system will allow defensive players to seamlessly add on to ongoing tackle interactions at any point, whether they be 2-man tackles or gang tackles. Hit the pile aims to consistently reward defenders for the impact they bring to every pile by allowing players the opportunity to always get involved in these game-changing stops. Now, we also have stand-up tackles. Not only is the outcome of the tackle in question, but the ball carrier also has a higher chance of fumbling while being stood up. And from playing the beta, I can 100% agree with this. So when extra defenders add into the pile, they can lay a hit stick or strip the ball out to cause a turnover. And then on the offense side, players can hold the protect the ball button, which is just right bumper on Xbox, to reduce the chance of a fumble, giving up the ability to break the tackle. As a last resort, ball carriers can even give themselves up at any time and can see the stand-up tackle to completely negate their fumble chances. And then, of course, the size of the ball carrier, ratings, a lot will kind of go into the interactions there. The big bruising backs have a much easier time winning against smaller defensive backs, while linebackers more likely win against smaller receiving backs. Hitting blocks. Not only can you interact in different ways with ongoing tackles, but you can do the same with ongoing blocking interactions too. When in range of a block interaction as a defender, the hit stick can be used to run into a block to blow it up with force to create a pile, get through traffic to get in pursuit of the ball carrier, or get a teammate free. We also have mid-air knockouts. Over the last 2 years, seen a significant shift in interactions at the catch point. In Madden 21, the interactions were primarily multiplayer catches that had 2 players both kept playing the ball inside of a single interaction. In 22, there were far more matchups consisting of single-player animations that were dependent on each other to offer more control. In Madden NFL 23, Fieldsense has unlocked the best of both worlds to create dynamic interactions called mid-airs that both create authentic interactions but also give players the control they desire in those critical catching moments. Players will experience this control and how they attempt to break up passes, and each choice leads to different risks and rewards, as well as the actual animations that play out. But going for the interception, you'll see all new catch contests that come with a chance for the receiver to break the tackle. If you want to play it a bit more conservatively and go with a swat attempt, the defender will try to rip the ball out of the receiver's hands while both players are in the air, with a lower chance to break the tackle. And lastly, if you want to simply secure the tackle, choosing play receiver or hit stick will make the defender not play the ball but attack the receiver instead, with a lower chance of knocking the ball when compared to using SWAT. Then we have add-on blocks. Hit everything is being used on offense well with the new add-on blocks. It's primarily for running backs and tight ends. They try to navigate through the traffic line to run their routes or on block and release routes. Our animation branching technology now allows these players to add on to and then easily leave ongoing blocking interactions with the proper momentum and results rather than getting stuck behind piles of blockers. In addition to running backs and tight ends though, any blocker have the ability to execute these new chip blocks based on game context, such as having a blocking interaction in the path of their blocking targets. Branching and physics tech. Any collision on the field will now lean on our Fieldsense system to determine if they should branch to a stumble or fall, both during the play and after the play is over. For example, if a defender misses a tackle attempt, that player can take out a teammate by tripping him, or hitting a ball carrier at a bad angle can force him into a stumble right of a tackle. You can even knock a teammate off an ongoing tackle. This system will produce more organic, dynamic moments that are reactive to the action on the field, making gameplay less predictable, while also offering more control. We're very excited for players to get their hands on Madden 23 and experience hit everything. That's not everything what Fieldsense delivers. Fieldsense is bringing new control mechanics all over the field with skill-based passing. You guys can see some more pictures right here. So skill-based passing is designed to give you even more control over every pass you throw by combining a new passing meter to dictate your power and trajectory on pass, and a new control for pinpoint precision. With skill-based passing, you can now leave receivers open and place the ball where only they can get it. You have the ability to make back shoulder throws, place it in the perfect spot in a corner route, hit your receiver for an end zone fade, or drop it over the defense on a streak. So there is a lot with skill-based passing, and I will say this from playing the beta, personally I've been getting more and more used to it, and I really like it. So the basics, we designed skill-based passing to be intuitive with both the control scheme and the visual feedback you receive when using the mechanic. To use skill-based passing, press any receiver icon to throw the ball, and then use the left stick to aim your pass to lead the receiver. Skill-based passing can be used intuitively post-snap to throw the ball however you want to whoever you want, and it's that simple. However, there's multiple layers to what skill-based passing offers, and we'll start with the first thing you'll notice when you're using it: the target area and the target reticle. When you go to throw the ball to a receiver, you'll notice the target area underneath them. This target area represents two key things: where you can aim your pass using the left stick, and the area the receiver can guarantee a catch attempt. Keep in mind that the target area can vary in size depending on the route of the receiver and the depth of the pass. Within that target area, see a new reticle so you can get that visual feedback for where you're trying to relieve the receiver. You'll be able to move the reticle via the left stick. By default, the reticle will snap to the edge of the target area in the direction of your left stick input. For our more advanced players who want finer control over ball placement, we present to you freeform passing. Freeform passing is another layer of control you can master as you become your favorite NFL QB. Freeform gives you the ability to pinpoint your throw to your receiver both within and outside of the target area. A huge factor in unlocking freeform was capturing new catch animations better pair with the throws real-life QBs make. Hold down left trigger /L2 and aim down and away from your receiver with the left stick for a back shoulder catch to keep the defensive back from making a play. Want to really lead your receiver in a streak? Use freeform to aim outside the target area and down the field to let your receiver run under it. You'll also be able to target the sidelines and corners of the end zone much easier with the freeform. With freeform being activated with left trigger /L2, we have removed the low ball from skill-based passing. However, you'll still be able to throw a low trajectory pass by holding down and moving the left stick down to have the receiver make a catch close to the ground. That I can say 100% does work because I've been doing that a lot and kind of like cutting the DB off to make the receiver kind of come down and make that catch, which I really enjoy. And then we have the passing meters. We have the power meter And we also have the accuracy meter. So the power meter, the first meter, focuses on you determining the power of your pass. The power meter will help you visualize what type of pass you're throwing depending on when you let go of the receiver icon. Release the receiver icon early to lob it, receive the receiver icon in the middle of the pass, throw a touch, and hold to fill up the meter and fire a bullet pass. Meter is activated by selecting placement as the passing type under the skill-based setting. Accuracy. This meter offers you the ability to influence not only the power in the pass, but your accuracy as well. This meter is activated by selecting placement and accuracy as the passing type under the skill-based passing setting. Holding down the receiver icon starts the meter. Similar to the power meter, releasing the button early results in a lob, in the middle is a touch, and all the way is a bullet. Additionally, there is a blue portion of the meter, where if you release the ball, you are guaranteed an accurate or perfect pass. If you release the ball outside of this blue section, you won't receive the accuracy boost to your pass, and your quarterback's accuracy rating and game context to determine how accurate the throw is. Developer tip, the accuracy field on the meter can become more difficult to time and shrinks when facing pressure, trying to throw on the run, or trying to crossbody throw. Your quarterback's accuracy and superstar abilities also scales the accuracy within the meter. Now, some other stuff available with skill-based passing. You have passing type, passing slowdown, which is only available in offline. Obviously, it's not going to work online. Passing freeform max distance. You have the option to select the maximum distance you want to pass lead outside of the target area when using freeform. This setting ranges from keeping your reticle just outside the target area for safer pass leads to allowing you to pass lead the ball anywhere on the field. Passing freeform speed, this setting will allow you to tune how fast you want your reticle to move when using the freeform mechanic. We recommend hopping in practice mode to really dial in the sensitivity that feels best. Reticle visibility allows you to turn on/off the visuals for the reticle when to get past. Meter visibility allows you to turn on/off the visuals for either passing meter. And then we get into 360 cuts. So when you hold left trigger when running the ball while changing direction on left stick to execute the 360 cut mechanic, you're able to easily cut a run back, cut off a blocker's back to hit the lane, or make a cut into a tight gap. Whether you're a running back, a QB on the run, receiver after the catch, or if you're returning a kickoff or interception, 360 cuts offer total control, and absolutely they do. You really can cut and make it into a gap. If you're running inside zone to the left and you notice that a gap opened up on that right side, trust me, if you have a good running back that can make cuts, like just naturally, they're not like Derrick Henry, maybe you'll have a little bit more of an issue with that. But if you just have a good running back, yeah, hold left trigger, boom, and you are going to be able to make that cut, and I love it for sure. We also have wide receiver and DB battles. Our last set of gameplay mechanics, Fieldsense delivers and branching wide receiver release and cuts, defensive back presses and counters, and all new defensive evade mechanics. So wide receiver release moves, you can see right here, just holding left trigger will start a foot fire with your receiver, so you can set up the opposing defender with your next move. The foot fire setup move can be interrupted at any time by transitioning to a hop release or moving the left stick to break into space. Flick the right stick in 5 different directions, allows the receiver to hop from his initial stance. These moves are also chainable, so players can flick 90 degrees to the left, follow it up with a flick 45 to the right to try to get the defender off center. Press success factors and press versus release ratings, defender strength versus receiver strength, and defender position at the time of the press. This year you'll have a reason to throw release moves at a defender in press coverage. The more off-center the defender is, the better chance of an offensive win. Wide receiver cut moves and fakes. Get total control of new cut moves to fake out defenders in man coverage. A defender in man coverage now has reaction windows that will detect if the defender reacted to the cut in time. If the reaction is late, defenders will stumble, reach out, and visually show that they have been faked out. This new cut mechanic requires you to pull both triggers while moving the left stick. Pull right trigger /R2 to sprint on the route. Just adding left trigger /L2 when a cut is wanted plays a wide receiver specific cut animation when the left stick is moved. Moving the cut mechanics off the right stick, allowing us to add some fakes and stutter steps. Now you can trick overly aggressive defenders with a fake, making it easier for them to get open after a cut. While running routes, flicking the right stick left, right, or down plays a fake cut or stutter step in those directions. Defensive backs still have the ability to press and steer receiver left or right, jam the receiver, or stay up top on a receiver like in previous years. The 23, the cornerback mechanics are more dynamic and reactionary instead of a paper, rock, scissors concept. Because of our branching technology, defenders start a press in one direction, but see the receiver is moving the other way and quickly branch within a ratings-based timing window to counter. These mechanics are done by holding A on the Xbox or X on PlayStation and moving the left stick in the direction you want to force the receiver. We finally tuned the delta delta between a defensive back's press rating when working against the receiver's release rating, so that one-on-one matchups play more true life to the player's rating, player's skills. Attempting to jam with a low-rated receiver with a high-rated defensive back result in the receiver being stonewalled more often than not. Previously, the counter mechanic against press focused more on hard countering the defender, but now we upgraded the counter press mechanic to be more free-flowing and reactive. You'll be able to use right trigger /R2 and the left stick to attempt to counter any press moves by a defensive back. Receivers with a higher release rating will have much more success in beating the press. And finally, we have defensive evade. So evade moves give defenders another tool that helps them get around blockers in the open field, creating parity with ball carriers. Defenders can flick the right stick or left stick to sidestep or avoid oncoming blockers or blocking interactions that are in the pursuit path to the ball carrier. If you hold right trigger /R2 and flick the right stick left to right, you cover more ground in your sidestep. This mechanic gives you the control to anticipate an incoming blocker and avoid him altogether if timed right, rather than waiting to get engaged and then having to shed the block to attempt a tackle. So as you guys can see, there is really just a ton in Madden 23 that have to do with Fieldsense, and I have to say a lot of this stuff I really enjoy. Now there is actually one thing I went over today that I don't like in Madden 23, and I'm going to make a separate video about that because I feel like it kind of is a big issue. And also I'm just going to talk about as well, not just one thing that I've talked about here in that video, but kind of just everything that I am not personally liking about the Madden 23 beta gameplay so far, kind of my biggest issues with it. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on it, and of course hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.